What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there, Shopkulture land? We want to thank you guys for tuning in to Shopkulture. You know what it is. Every Tuesday at 8:30-ish, we get it going. Like always, I'm joined by my tag team partner, the relationship guru, Dr./Mr. James R. Hill.
What's up, people? How y'all doing?
Hey, somebody said we got too many shadows, so we're going to just put this away.
Okay. Oh, you moved the camera.
Yeah, oh, my bad. I'm moving the camera.
At least they can hear you.
All right. Yeah, we
Okay. There we go.
Is that better? Let's put that right there. Man. All right.
Okay.
And then we got my man in the background over there that, man, you know who he is, the producer extraordinaire.
It's nothing.
No.
It's nothing.
ACC.
It's nothing. What's up? What's up? What's up?
And then once again, I'm the Barry Crosby.
You're
The
the Barry.
infamous.
I'm the Barry Crosby.
I'm the Barry Crosby.
The Barry Crosby.
I'll put the D up there. Man, how was your weekend, man?
Weekend was great. Had a good time. A couple parties, socializing with friends.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good thing, you know. Yeah, we had a good time.
Where you wait?
Same here.
You go up to the spot that we're gonna have the day party.
We did. We went to La Familia for the after birthday party. It was a packed house. Good food.
I gotta ask you
Good
something.
drinks.
The
Okay.
name, brothers. The name of familiar. I think that's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the love off the cuff there. I like that.
The family.
The family. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, my weekend. Whew, man, there was a lot going on. A lot going
Man,
on.
you always got a lot.
No, but this one was a little different. I actually more of a celebration. Should I go over here?
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to get a little closer?
Yeah.
A little bit more of a celebration. It was my son's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
So he's 14. We made it.
Ooh,
I got a
14.
14-year-old. That hit me.
Holy.
Yeah, that hit me that night. So this is what I don't understand about this kid, man. My kid, he's something, man. So he had a party, and we got to plug in the computer. Yeah,
Oh.
plug it in there on the side, yeah.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah.
In the back?
Yeah, it's in the back. Oh, in the back. So we had this party. He had all his friends over. Little girl he dated.
Okay.
So Dad went out there. Kind of hooped a little bit and killed him. So that's going good. So he goes over to the little girl. And I'm looking over. And he has his hand around her.
Uh-oh.
So how do you feel as a is that like?
He's 14.
Is that what they do?
He's transforming from boy to man.
Man, I was I was kind of perplexed by that one. I was like, man, you don't get your hand off that little girl, man.
Oh, see? You went dad mode.
Dad mode, man. Like, bro, I know we close, but man, are we that close? Like, are you trying? Like, and then the second thing, I can say this because you don't watch it.
Okay.
But he might start watching now. I'm talking mad mess about him. He had got matching outfits.
What is
Okay.
this spark I keep going on?
Yeah.
No, this is there. You go.
Mm.
Just unplug it.
All right.
Start down. Okay. We're back, y'all.
Told you, man.
This dude Barry, man.
Slight technical difficulties. But we're back. And we're back on it.
Man.
So, you were saying, issues with your son growing up.
Yeah, man. So, you know, when I was growing up, I would never do that for my pops. So would you like if you had, you know, especially at 14, 15?
Right. Yeah, I
But
was
then-
refrained. You know.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was his response when
Like,
you checked him on it?
you like what there? What?
You're embarrassing me.
Yeah, like tripping.
Right? Well,
So I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a little old school, man.
let that man live.
Let that man live. When he start paying his bills, then
He's transforming from boy to man. That's
Yeah.
14. That's
Got 4 more
accountability.
years. And that's it.
Accountability crisis years. That's the transformation years. You don't reach full maturity of man until 19 or 20, but it
Yeah.
starts at 14.
Well,
you know?
it just tripped me out, like I said, man. I would have never thought, because honestly, I didn't want kids. So me reaching this point, and it's just so cool because, you know, your perspective changes when you have a kid. It just changes the whole
Right,
outlook on
right,
life.
right.
Like you start caring about stuff that I normally wouldn't necessarily. So, but we made it. It was a great birthday. We had a great weekend. You know what I'm saying? Hung out with some, you know, some friends and lived our life. So it was all good. What? And Diego, if you don't stop at that, yeah, I'm cock blocking. The little brother's only 14. He better not be doing nothing.
Right.
So anyway,
He's courting, yeah. He's courting.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that was my weekend, guys. Real quickly, remember August 8th, we're having the day party. Make sure you guys come check it out. It should be a big event. This is our actually second day party. We threw a day party 2 years ago, and I'm gonna have to put it up there so you guys can see what kind of day parties we throw. It's
Yeah, this is going to be August 8th, La Familia Sports Bar and Pub. Free admission. Come meet the Shopkulture crew. Engage in some conversation. We're going to have a short discussion, similar to what we do here on air every
so I
Tuesday.
said come to the shop so I can get some of that money, but it's all good though. So we hope to see you guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. This is Shopkulture. You know how we do it every Tuesday. We talk about relationship stuff.
Hey, V, we're expanding on conversations and topics that come up in the barbershop culture, hence the name.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I want to once again, man. We don't always want to just talk relationship. We will expand on that, but for the most part, the reason why we talk about relationship because that's what we deal with. We're at our age,
and there are several relationships. There's relationships with your significant other. There's relationships with your children, with your employer, with your friends. All life is surrounded around relationships, and we're going to expand on that a little more.
Absolutely.
Going forward.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about tonight, Producer Nick?
All right. Let me go ahead.
And once again, we want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you again. Make sure you like and share.
All right. Let me switch it up. Boom. First topic is dealing with infidelity. There's the meme, y'all. Just let that simmer.
Yeah.
Infidelity, bro. But
we got questions about this because this is something that happens in everyday life, and we want to know. So put it in the comments. Has anyone in this group or any of our viewers dealt with infidelity and stayed?
Can I ask you a question, Doc?
Yeah.
What man is going to admit that his woman cheated on him?
a man who has went through therapy and done the work.
I agree with you.
Right. And we want to know how did you handle it?
And who's willing to pass those gems on down to young brothers who are probably going through it.
That's real.
That man, I would venture to take a good guess.
Okay. So how did you learn to forgive if you did stay?
Who did?
I said, how did you learn to forgive if you stayed through infidelity?
Yeah.
We're talking men and women.
Wait, real quickly, because Cece said, Barry, you're supposed to be telling him how to treat her. Actually, I do it all the time. So that is never the case. It's always protecting not only his feelings, but her feelings.
D'Angelo is on one tonight.
What do you say?
I left that hoe when she cheated.
Well, there you go. That's how he dealt with it. Yeah.
Oh.
But we're talking about people who dealt with infidelity and stayed.
So not left, but stayed.
Yeah. So Cece, you put him on blast. How long did that last? And how did you move forward? How did you get past that? How did you forgive? I mean, what was your interactions? Did you hold it over his head every day? or do you talk it out and put it behind you and never talk about it again? How does that work?
Well, it's interesting that men, though, say we're hypocritical. We cheat on a woman left and right.
Right.
Expect her to stay. She cheats, we she a hoe.
Right.
So I don't, I agree with what Nick said earlier. I think what Nick said was paramount in that.
What was that? What was Sam's comment?
Yeah. Feel free to read it when you guys see it on the screen too. But I haven't stayed with. He says I have stayed with her for comfort, and she just did what I had done to her repeatedly. So they basically cheating on each other.
Right.
It was a toxic situation.
Yeah, that's toxic.
And apparently it didn't matter to him.
But Sam wasn't hypocritical though.
A long time. He stayed a year. D'Angelo says he stayed a year.
Mm-hmm.
B says my ex-fiance stayed out all night. He was at his son's mother's house. I had all my stuff packed, but did not leave. I was young and more willing to work on a relationship. Now it's one and done. I don't do 3 strikes you're out anymore.
Damn.
I love it. Cece says she stayed a year.
Mm-hmm.
Sam says we decided to coexist with the kids.
How did that work, Sam?
Probably not any better.
Yeah.
D'Angelo says he agrees with V. And those are your comments.
So how do you get through that? What are your thoughts on that, Barry? How do you stay and forgive? And what is there worth staying for? And are you going to resent that partner for years to come if you do stay?
Yeah, I've been in similar situations. But I'm a hypocrite, so I mean I should be lying. Yeah, I didn't deal with it probably correctly at all. Just kept on bringing it up, any type of issue, justified my actions because she did it.
Right. So
That's
it
not how
was a
you
tit for tat.
It was tit for tat. So that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
Could I be with somebody that cheated? I don't know. I mean, I think it's more to it than that. There's a deeper issue besides the physical act for me.
Now, there are a lot of marriages that survive many, many years through affairs, whether it's him cheating or her.
Mm-hmm.
How do you guys think they do it? I'll share my thoughts in a minute, but I want someone else's input on how do you get beyond that? How do you learn to forgive? How do you rebuild that trust?
Through Jesus? Jesus got to help you.
He said through Jesus.
You got to help Jesus for that. Because that hurts, Yeah, I mean, cheating is such a, betrayal.
Key and operative word, betrayal.
It is a betrayal. Because when you think about relationships, one of the things you do consider when you talk about relationship is that you have a close-knit friendship, right?
Right.
So when that friendship is betrayed, you don't even have that as your foundation. So where do you go? How do you deal with it? And there is something to be said about having a spiritual outlet, whether or not it's Christianity, whatever your religious affiliation is. But you got to have something.
Right. A spiritual outlet is good. One thing, you have to accept it as reality. Don't take it personal as if it was something against you, but it was a need that your partner was seeking.
Doc, I got to ask him about
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go, Nick. I'll let you go.
If someone cheats, it's not against you, but it's for them. Okay.
Nick, you
So-
sound like how I used to justify it. That's what I used to say.
So once you realize that you can get past it and your marriage or your relationship is worth more being together than you being apart, then you're going to have to reset. Like, have you ever factory reset your phone and you lose everything, all your contacts, all your apps and everything, and it's just like it's out the store? Once you have that conversation and you get past that, and there's actual remorse and accountability, then you have to restart. But it's going to take a very, very long time to rebuild that trust. It's going to take longer than it initially did.
You just outlined a lot there. Nick, I'll let you. Nick, won't you?
Fuck all that. I'm not.
Because if you look at it, let's say let's say you have.
I was interjecting. Go ahead.
Let's say you have an expensive vase. It's a beautiful vase. It costs a lot of money. Okay, it falls and it breaks. Okay, you put it back together. You glue it together, but it's never perfect. And every time you look at it, you're going to think of how that vase was broken.
This is an ain't shit bitch. This is what I'm going to be thinking.
Okay. So is she worth going on with?
Nope.
Or do you have to go your separate way? So what the question is, how do you stay and move forward?
James, I wish I would have known you back then because I could have this would have worked.
So you notice how I kept D'Angelo his comment on here. It hasn't moved because he says I take everything personal.
Yeah.
And that I interweave that into my response. I take everything personal. Once you step outside of the union, that trust is gone. I don't want to invest any more stock into you anymore. Waste of time, waste of bandwidth, waste of space. I gotta cut out. Because that right there is something that I cannot forgive. I can't do it. There is no breaking a vase and then putting the shit back together and then looking at it and, you know,
you're reminded of how it was really broken.
Yeah, you know, you didn't brought another man into my home. You didn't brought another man. Y'all didn't smashed all up about the like. No,
I mean,
no.
Like you said, even for the
type of person that I am, I'm just not built like that.
Okay,
like, but I'm just. There's a lot of cats that just nah. So all of what you saying right now is I don't know if that's an old school method or what. But
are you flashbacking or something?
I'm not flashbacking because I've never been. Listen, let me finish explaining. Okay. So real quick, I've never been cheated on. I've never done any type of cheating. I just know that if I was to put myself in that situation, how I would instantly react. That's a situation you don't have to really experience to know what you would or would not do.
I disagree with that though.
Okay, that's your initial reaction.
That's me.
You're going to get over that initial reaction, and there are a lot of marriages and relationships that have survived this and have gone on to live happy lives, fruitful lives for many, many years after. How do they do it?
But can I also ask, because I agree with parts of what Nick says, I also agree with parts you said. Is there age?
I don't really think it's an age thing. I think it's a mentality thing. It varies from across the board. I don't think this is a situation where age has anything to do with it. It's how you are specifically built, how you view a situation. You can be like Doc, where you're just like, all right, well, we could just rebuild and pick back up. And
not that easy.
No, but that's basically what you're saying. Though. I know it's not that easy. You can tailor it how you want, whether it's easy or not. You're sticking with this chick that then went and defiled your home, your bed, your union. Fuck all that. I can't do that. Excuse my language, but I just cannot do that at all. You gotta step. You know what I'm saying? So,
but Nick, like Doc was saying, let's say you are married, you have 2 kids. For the most part, aren't you trying to protect your home? So are you?
I can protect my home. Go ahead. My bad.
So you're saying that I know, and I get it, man. That's good. It's passion. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me from that mistake that you would just be done.
It's not a mistake.
Oh.
It's not a mistake.
It's usually a conscious choice, and there's a reason people make that conscious choice. Now, is it a need? And most people take it personal. They cheated on me, but they went to seek something that they weren't getting. It's not against you. So most people personalize that and say they did this deliberately to me, but they didn't do it deliberately to you. They did it deliberately for themselves.
Oh, I would go a little farther than that though, because I think cheating is different for men than women. No, I think there's a big difference there.
Men do it out of necessity and opportunity. Women do it out of emotion. They're usually not getting something from the guy or whatever have you. I get it. I didn't heard this conversation. But
men also do it out of emotion. And some men go and seek women to, and it may not even get intimate or sexual, but they just may enjoy spending time with this person and the conversations that they have or something.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. I'm not going to speak in absolutes and say that that's not a thing. So that's where I will give some type of.
I will go venture.
I'll agree with Doc on that to some degree.
They want that new ass. It's new. It's different than what they're getting at home. Period. Doesn't mean it's better. It's just different. I'll say that.
Listen, man. I props to those who got it in them, who got the strength and the will, all of that. Not me.
Well, what do your viewers think? What do your viewers think? Can a relationship?
I'll answer your question because you said something about what if it was me and a marriage, kids, and all that. I'll get back to that.
Okay.
What was you gonna say, Doc? And then I'll get to the comments.
No, I was just asking the viewers, how do you do it? Has anyone ever done it?
Okay, well, we got a lot of comments, so let me go ahead.
You gotta learn how to forgive, though.
You can forgive and then get
from
the
a
fuck
distance.
off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's no different from dealing with a family member that you know ain't shit, and it's just like, I remember what you did. I know what you did. But done? You stay over there. Yeah. I got family members right now I don't talk to at all.
Because of one...
I 0 minus. I don't have the time. Life is precious. My time is precious.
Yeah, but people are human.
I don't care. You know what you out here...
Right? Am I right or wrong?
You know what you out here doing. Because we too old. We grown. Too old for this.
But
now, if we was like younger, 20s, stuff like that. But
the thought will change.
Yes. And not me, but I get you.
And usually it takes a disaster like a funeral for people to come together and say,
start looking at life
let's squash that, let's put that behind us.
Because if I was the same way I was 15 years ago, which wasn't shit, thank God that changed.
Okay, let's hear some of our viewer comments.
All right, let me see. So this said, Chloe says, I had a girlfriend in 2018 and she left me. And I had another one in 2019, and she left me too. Can I know what? Man, I don't. That happens. We don't. Yeah.
Chloe, hey, bro, you gotta give us more.
You gotta go do some self-reflection and all of that, bro. Because only you have that answer. We can't answer that for you.
Did she cheat on you? I mean, what was the? Oh, anyway.
Sky High.
Sky High says
Sky?
Most people are dishonest and disloyal.
Most are.
Facebook user says I can forgive, but it's a done deal.
Okay.
Sam Wilson Jr. says I do regret how I treated her, but understand her actions. Didn't like it, but I understood it. I was willing to stay for the sake of our children.
Young children. Yeah,
better than me.
Yeah.
CC says that part. She is her and D'Angelo are agreeing with me. That part. Voice tell it for the ones in the back. Exactly. Echoing the sentiments. Yes, exactly. Will says stay and moving forward is difficult. I agree with Nick. Time is more important than that person who cheated on you. Exactly.
Oh, these people are one and done.
I can't stay and not continuously bring it up, so I'll save you the time and energy. Exactly. V says, what if they cheat and a baby is made in the process? Let's go over that real quick after this. For me, that's unforgivable. Regardless if we were on a break, now it's a total breakup. Facebook user says it is a choice. Another Facebook user says agree. D'Angelo says V, that part, that mean that they didn't really care about you at all, so it's a done deal after that. Facebook user says validation. CC says that part, V, his ass is grass. V says exactly. And then Mark says, I think it has to deal with how mature the relationship is. If it's a relationship early on, it's easy to cut ties. But if you're vested, have a family, and married for a while, it's a lot more difficult. People in that situation tend to stay maybe to the point of time where both are comfortable with going their separate ways. They may stay a while, but in the end, it will typically end in a divorce or a mutual breakup. It's something about and CC is saying it's something about Chloe, you're the common denominator, bro. You gotta do some self-reflection and figure out why both them chicks left you the way that they did.
So let's go back and comment on V's comment. Okay. If a baby is made out of the cheating, now that is a determining factor. If a baby comes out of it and you're considering staying, there's a lot of things that you have to consider. You are going to be a part of this child's life. That mom that he cheated with is going to be a part of your life. And are you going to be accepting of that? And what's their relationship going to be in going forward? Best bet, cut ties, go take care of your family, bro. You made a kid, go raise your child.
Yeah. And the kid is not a mistake.
Right.
Wait, the kid's not a mistake?
No, the kid didn't ask for that.
The kid did not ask for that.
So he's not the kid is.
But the act in which the kid.
That's the mistake.
All of that.
Two consenting adults. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. And then Facebook user says it would cause me to always check every detail. Where are you, etc., etc. So I'll save you the stress. So I'll save you the stress and myself the stress. The herbalist.
What's up, Kev? How you living, brother?
Yeah, so
It's, you know what, and I am a little shocked because I thought, since cheating is, that's a large part of what people view in relationships, right? The number one factor of why people get either divorced or break up is usually cheating is usually number one or number two.
Right.
But I was just thinking that more people would be probably a little bit more forgiving.
Right, but how do you get past that? You forgive. How do you move on? Do you make a vow to never talk about it again and start building and make a vow, make a pact between each other? We'll never bring this up again. So once we get closure on this subject, on this topic, and it will never happen again. We will never talk about it again, and we're going to work on this.
That's going to be mighty difficult to do because you're going to be even subconsciously, you're going to be checking every little step that person makes. If they say they're going to be home at like 5 o'clock and they get home at 5:30, he was out there fucking that bitch, wasn't he?
If you can really understand, if they can explain to you what they were seeking when they went out, and fulfill that need.
That is.
What's up, Kim? How you doing, Kim?
That's just way too much work.
And isn't another determination is the health of the relationship previous to the cheating?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you want to throw away, I would say, somewhat healthy relationship?
It's not healthy if you got to step outside the union.
See,
it's not healthy. That does not make any sense.
Is
How
cheating
can you
black
say?
or white, or is it layers to?
Yes, y'all can sit up here and say, or people can sit up here and say it's layers to cheating all they want. I don't think that it is. When you step outside of the union, you're a union because you're talking about marriage, right? So
we're talking about this relationship.
Okay, so if you're stepping outside of a relationship, or even better yet, a marriage, my bad.
Yeah, you do so good, brother.
A marriage, then you are again defiling your vows. You're stepping outside of a union. Your home. All of that is done.
Yep.
Donezo. This is 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4. This is not a mathematical equation to break down. You cheated. You fucked off. Now you got to go.
But that's not the question.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Have you stayed? Who stayed?
You don't got a lot of you don't got a lot of people. You don't got a lot of people in here who stayed. But let me go ahead and go through.
This is Shopkulture. Let's
go down to Maryland's
There's passion.
Hey Kim, how you doing? Good to see you. It was good seeing you.
The pro cheaters, the anti cheaters. What's going? No.
I agree with the herbalist. This topic itself keeps me out of relationships. You got people actually low-key validating this shit.
Okay.
It's something you do. I'm going to get to it. I'm getting to everybody else's comments. Kim says you'll forgive but never forget.
That's right. But just because you don't forget doesn't mean you have to constantly bring it up.
And that's the issue. If you're going to stay in it, you shouldn't constantly bring it up.
Exactly. You're never going to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It would take a lot of therapy to make it work, and therapy costs money. I believe if more women, you wouldn't have to go through all that.
But your relationship might be already having issues just because somebody cheated. It should be.
I'd rather you do not premarital, go through some type of marital counseling before you go outside and do some heinous shit that's gonna mentally mess that person up.
So where now abuse. There's other abuses in a relationship. Cheating, yeah, it's an aspect.
But we're talking about,
but there's other stuff in there.
We got to keep it on focus, and we're talking about cheating.
That
is mental abuse in itself.
Relationships is a whole bunch of other factors that goes in. It's not black and white. That's all.
I'm interested in hearing what those things are. Run it down for me. Run at least 3 down for us, Barry.
Read the comments and I'll come back to it.
Okay, because I want to hear this for real. Okay. V says it would take a lot of therapy to make it work. I believe if more women would leave after he cheats one time, it would cut down on cheating. Just my opinion. I agree with you on that, V. Marilyn says I stayed in my marriage for 37 years, still in it, and 25 years of that he cheated. Okay, did y'all hear that? She stayed 37 years, and 25 years of it he was cheating. I survived that, and his ungrateful 55-year-old twins. Plus his bitch ass sister. Oh, wow. I'm 68. He's 78.
Wow.
He had a stroke. Now I'm left not being totally fulfilled and hit with broken dreams. Through it all, he always took care of home. Good dad, but as a husband, life was challenging.
And these are the challenges of marriage.
The challenges of marriage, though.
And also,
she said something that she said he was a good father, and he took care of the home.
You can be a good father down the road. You can be a good mom down yonder.
But that's
you ain't got to be in my face in my house.
But that's saying there were two people there together. They were not perfect. They made mistakes, and they were selfless. They thought about more than the two of them, and they thought about.
Especially when you have kids, you got to think about your children.
Y'all are literally low key justifying this, and then you're using the children as a crutch to. Like, what? What am I listening to right now? You are.
But you are responsible for the quality of life of the offspring that you produce.
I don't understand.
You can adjust. You can adjust. People do it all the time. You can do. People adjust.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Let me understand what you're saying.
Go ahead.
If we have kids, the kids should never play a factor in anything.
Factor in you cheating and then that person deciding whether they want to stay in that miserable ass house looking at you dead in the face after you went and did that. Like what?
So what we're trying to do.
Kobe Bryant did he cheat?
I don't know what Kobe Bryant did.
There's a lot of people that cheated.
I don't know. Kobe Bryant is no longer here with us. Like, what are we talking about him for?
Okay, but
why not? He's a cheater. Right?
Okay, but let's get back to the point.
Go ahead.
People are human,
and mistakes are made.
People aren't perfect. You do imperfect things. So, if this is an expectation that people are going to be imperfect, and you still love this person, you have built things together, and you're still growing together, is it worth moving past this?
No, if you're asking me, hell
okay,
no.
Yeah,
but y'all know where I'm at. So what are y'all? Y'all sound like y'all with it.
So we're cool with cheating.
It sound like y'all cool. No, what Doc just asked me, I said no. So now I'm asking you in regards to Doc's question. What say you? What do you think?
Cheating is never good. Cheating is terrible. But there are layers to it, and if you're trying to, let's say, save a marriage. Right? Just because somebody cheats.
You wouldn't have to save a marriage if you wasn't fucking cheating.
Okay, bro. So cheating is the only way a marriage will fail?
No.
That makes no damn sense, man. Come on, man. No. Come on, bro. Really?
Marriages fail for
a lot of different reasons.
But you're talking about cheating.
But cheating is part of it.
So okay, and you have marriage, and you have people like me who are like, "Fuck the vows." You didn't win. You dumped on that when you went and dumped on that when you cheated on me. So. Fuck the vows, fuck you, get on out, go, step. I'm stepping, you gonna have to step.
Okay.
Like after that, for me personally, I don't care about them vows. For better or for worse, that shit's out the door.
So the marriage can suck and everything else.
That is
but hey, you didn't cheat on me. I'm gonna say it.
Because those are dynamics that can be worked on. Financial status, you can work on that.
People don't work on them, though.
Okay, well that's their fault. And then you got people that will leave the relationship, though.
No, that's part of it. Everything is a part of working.
What is it? 70% of divorce. We talked about this on the last episode. It's like 70% or 80% of divorces are women pulling out of the marriage due to infidelity and financial reasons. Mm-hmm. So those women in particular just decided that, hey, you cheated on me, I'm out. Or, hey, I don't know what's going on with this money. We can't get right. We've exhausted all. Just irreconcilable differences is usually what it is. So what I'm saying
differences is more than one thing, though. It's usually more than one thing. Usually when somebody cheats, I'm going to be honest, people don't leave after person cheats one time.
What was there was a long comment up there.
Okay, yeah, it was. We got a lot of. Lydia. Okay, what up, Lydia? Long time no hear from. People in marriages / relationships go through ups and downs. If someone cheats, you really have to look at why they went elsewhere.
There you go.
Where they're being selfish, were they being selfish, pushed away, or did they make a mistake? Mm-hmm. There are so many reasons a person cheats, and it's on them to figure out how to move forward. Now, Lydia, are you saying it's on the person that gets cheated on to figure that out, or is it on the person who cheated? So break that down for me. Then she continues on with saying, I know people who have and are still together and happy, and others who have decided that they couldn't move past it. And exactly, you got people that will and people that won't. I'm of the ilk that will not.
I mean, and they go on to live successful life, not condoning cheating, but you can move on past it. How do you do it?
Yeah, that's the key. How do you do it?
How do you do it?
Okay, so everybody in the comments, you heard Doc's question. Doc, you want to repeat that? I'm gonna read these comments off, and then Doc, go ahead and repeat your question. How do you do it?
Yes. How do you do it? It happens in relationships. Is your relationship worth it? Can you not imagine living your life without this person? Though you were deeply hurt by their infidelity, you see more worth being together than being apart. How do you move forward?
Okay, everybody, hit the comment section right now and please
answer that question.
hit that question. All right.
Let's go read some of these questions.
So William says, Nick is right. There are times where a couple may encounter temptations. It takes a strong bond and foundation of trust to be strong enough to give into those temptations. I already answered this question, but I'm going to go ahead and read Lydia's comment anyways. Nick, what about for better or for worse? Just curious if that still applies since you're sticking to your vows. I am not sticking to my vows because that person threw the vows out the window when they went and decided to fuck off on me out in them streets. So that's just how I feel about it. Sam Wilson Jr. says, Doc, did I skip somebody?
Yeah.
Oh, Kim. Hence why we have so many singles today because of infidelity and trust. Exactly. Sam Wilson Jr. says, Doc, it is a maturity issue. Love and maturity with honesty can overcome a mistake in judgment. Communicate openly about how the relationship reached that point. If you choose to stay and work on it, that can overcome the infidelity. Every action has a reaction and a cause.
Absolutely.
Angela Simmons says,
Great comment.
Angela Simmons says, cheating is not a mistake. I agree. So does D'Angelo. Letitia says, if I can be faithful, then someone else can. Or what are we even doing here? Exactly. I wish I could pin that comment. Cheating isn't good at any point. Wish I can pull that.
Understand it. The single people.
Wish I could pin that one too.
Right.
Nick, chill, bro. Every incident of infidelity ain't how you perceive it to be. You have absolutely no empathy, as if you are perfect. I don't give a damn what you saying right now, Sam Wilson Jr. Ain't nobody perfect. First and foremost, I never said I was. Hold on, let me address it. I'm addressing it. Every time I address the situation, it is not to be perceived as me taking it personal.
Okay.
We're having the conversation, so I'm answering what he's saying. That's all I'm doing. So with that being said, no, I'm not perfect, but I know better than to go out and mess off on, well, if I was married, my wife, or in this situation with me being in a relationship, my chick. Again, that's just how I'm built. You got other people out there that just aren't built like that. So, I mean, that right there, what he's saying to me, low key justifying the shit. Because he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He even just even in giving his account, because he just got done telling us his experience or whatnot.
Yeah.
How he was doing it tit for tat, and he didn't even care. Then he doubled back and said,
he also is married. He's been married.
Okay,
so he made the mistake.
Okay,
He's talking
about his wife? Is he talking about his wife?
Hold on, we let you finish.
Is he talking about? You did actually. I was still talking.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was still talking.
I'll let you.
But go ahead.
Go
ahead.
We'll listen. I'm sticking. Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. We still had a whole other topic. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is that we can learn from this. Like married people who's been through the fires, who've been through the ringers. If they're saying, hey, mistakes do occur, but what can we do to fix them? And they're giving us examples as single people. Shouldn't we listen? That's it. That's all.
Continuing on with the comments, Facebook user says, if we count it as a simple imperfection, then we should take it out of the wedding vows. There is no justification for cheating at all. That is from the herbalist. CC, if she agrees with me, I don't know who this is, but they're saying, wow. V says, every relationship is different. I know a lot of people stayed because they had kids, and financially is why they didn't leave. However, it doesn't stop the cheating, but people have to make their own decisions.
Accountability, sure.
D'Angelo agrees with V, but I take things personal. He's doubling down on that. William says, I think the underlying issues happen a lot sooner than when one cheats. It is up to the couple to realize the signs and open the discussion to try to hash out the conflicts before it ends up in cheating. Go to counseling if you need be. Right.
I actually
that's a very good comment. That's a very good comment.
I said that earlier.
That comes,
then you made it. Okay. Then you made the right comment.
That comes with relationship, with marriage maintenance. I mean, you check the oil and the water and the fuel in your car, right?
Yeah.
Check the oil, change the oil in your relationship. Make sure all the vital fluids are there. Make sure it has everything that it required for it to run efficiently.
Okay. Angela says a relationship fails for other reasons besides cheating. Cheating is the consequence/action that one does as a result of the actual issue. So fixing the actual issue and not behavior is key.
There you go.
Great point, Angela. Great point.
Cece says, I stayed after he cheated and gave me clap because I saw something in him. I mean, are y'all reading that? Were y'all reading the same thing I'm reading?
So we clap. Are we talking?
So he hit you with an STD? Because I mean, that happens.
It does happen.
Not judging, it happens.
And Cece, hey, I want a communion for your.
I saw something in him, but he showed me that it wasn't gonna work. See, and that's what I'm talking about. Like bringing crazy shit like that home. Yeah. Like what? Man, that's why I ain't rocking with none of this talk y'all talking about right now for the most part.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I can live without that hoe. Okay, D'Angelo, I feel you. Cece says, I'm without him right now. Letitia says, you need some time apart if I want to make it work after cheating.
That's a good point. That gives you time to self-reflect, to see if there was actual value there. Is it worth revisiting? That's a good point.
B says, maybe monogamy is not natural for some people, and that's why you have polyamory.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
But you have to be honest from the start.
And let's look at
that part, Barry.
Let's look at other cultures. Western culture says monogamy, but if you look at Middle Eastern cultures, there's polygamy. There's a man can have 4 wives.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but there's rules to that.
But still, the fact remains: you have 4 wives, and it's not considered cheating because they don't see monogamy being a successful way of life. That's Western culture that has those beliefs.
Okay, I'm gonna get through the rest of these comments. Get you guys' final take on this. We got to mosey on into the next topic. Okay. So Katrina says counseling, communicate, and change to move forward in a relationship after infidelity. Cece says, Barry, you feeling real good right now. Letitia says, yes, I am single, Barry, laughing out loud. I don't know if were you required? D'Angelo Cloud, he said, y'all drunk as hell smoking them cigars.
You need to join it.
Lydia says, I don't know if I consider cheating a mistake either. It's more like a really bad decision made when a relationship isn't being fulfilled in their minds. D'Angelo says, Letitia Miller, don't do it. He don't eat coochie.
Who you talking about?
He's talking about you, man. Shots fired.
See, Shopkulture, this is how they do me. This is how they do me. The nicest guy on here. That's all good.
Okay, Facebook user says cheating is a complicated issue. We are quick to say leave, but think about over time all those grandma and grandpa marriages and ones we in a different time. Let me go ahead and debunk that right now. And ones we have admired that would not exist, including on our parents.
Yeah, my parents are still married.
And the destruction in many families and societies would have been eliminated if every marriage broke up for the reason of cheating.
Man.
Keith Samuel says, this is simple. It was a Facebook. It comes up as Facebook music. Keith Samuel says, this is simple. Treat your mate like you want to be treated. I concur.
Yes, but
I concur. Ty Whitfield says, the question, how do you do it? It is going to take a lot of work. Both parties has to be willing to work on it. Counseling, spiritual advisor, or a third-party couple that you can trust for transparency advice. However, once both parties decide to keep with their relationship, remember, marriage is a forever contract. You will go through much with each relationship independently growing also.
Right, and you got to eat a lot of humble pie along the way.
Sam Wilson Jr. says, Nick, it is your overly adamant stance I'm referring to. As I said, it is your option and opinion. I don't care about how you feel. I don't give a damn how you feel neither. But we can agree to disagree. Yeah, we can. I mean, I'm disagreeing with you right now. You hear me loud and clear. Ty says you must constantly work on yourself independently so you can bring to your marriage a healthy individual can make a healthy marriage. Right. V says relationships should be taken serious before marriage. Counseling on all levels should be talked about. I agree with that. Before it's taken to another level. Letitia is double backing. Well, I don't know if it's double backing, but she's saying it's not like that. She's not trying to. She's not.
That's my homie, man. Me and her go back.
Final thoughts on that, fellas? You guys know where I'm at. Everybody knows where I'm at with it. I'm crazy for being in my thoughts with it, but where y'all at with it? Doc, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it just takes some self-reflection. Don't take it personal as if they did something for you, but they did something for themselves. If you feel your marriage or relationship can get past it, you have to have a healthy discussion. I suggest you seek counseling, work through that. Once you've worked through it, you have that conversation, put it behind you, and never discuss it again.
Awesome. Where you at, Barry?
I'm totally in agreement with Doc. And work on it, man. Work on it. Everything is not so black and white. Mistakes sometimes are made. How you deal with them. Work through it.
There you go. It's how you deal with them at the end of the day. All right. Switching to... Well, I'm not going to say
that was a topic. But guys, make sure to like and share Shop Culture. If you are part of the Shop Culture live group, man, join it.
I thought you was going to plug the
Invite your friends.
We're going to get to that.
Invite your friends to the Shop Culture live group.
It's right there at the bottom of the screen, y'all.
Yes. And also, bring a friend and tell your friend to bring a friend to the Shop Culture day party, meet and greet. Get your Shop Culture swag.
Y'all, I don't know if I want to meet some of these folks. I'm good.
Participate in the discussion, meet and greet, have a good time, eat some food, have some good drinks.
So let's kind of talk.
La Familia.
Let's talk about the format a little bit. We are going to do some interactive live presentation.
We're going to have a discussion similar to what we do here on the podcast. It won't be an hour long. It'll be a short discussion, audience interactive. So you won't be typing your comments, but you'll be verbalizing them.
Yes. Yeah. So we really look forward to it, and I hope each and every one of you guys can come through. Remember, Shop Culture Day Party, La Familia, August 8th, 3 to 6.
3 to 6, yes, sir. Go ahead and throw that banner up there one more time. There you go, right there. There goes the info. All right, hold on. Let me get that. Scroll. This off there.
And guys, also we ask you, you know what, if you can't come, please make sure to share it, because we're just trying to get as many positive people to come into a positive environment.
Okay, cool. All right, last topic of the night. Abusive women. Going into overdrive, but we're doing it for the people. We do it for y'all. We have these conversations for y'all. So, there are men out there every day dealing with women that are mentally and physically abusive, but y'all don't want to talk about that, huh?
That got real.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all can read those
little thought bubbles.
You go ahead and leave, and I'll be at the child support office tomorrow. Is that really a thing? Does that really happen? That's why I'm making more money than you. Why she pressing them in the back of the head? Damn.
Yeah. It's real.
See, there is a lot of emotional, verbal, and physical abuse initiated by women in relationships, but men, a lot of us men, are too ego-driven to reach out to seek help about this, so you deal with it. Thinking that I'm a man. Who am I to reach out and say my woman is beating my ass or she's emotionally, physically abusive towards me? It's hard for a man to reach out to do that, but brothers, you need to seek some help. A good place to start is to have a close circle of friends. Have a close circle of friends that you can share with, that you can exercise resources with. But it's just as if a woman is being abused, it's a form of abuse. It's unacceptable. Seek help, brothers.
Yeah, but society doesn't really acknowledge it, though. So society would have to change its views on abuse, even from women.
Right. And
it's kind of made fun of, or you're a weak man. If you say something, there's a lot of different factors. The reason why more men, I think, don't come forward.
So why do you guys think men don't come forward? And do you guys know? Are you guys aware of men that are being abused and are accepting it? Because they say, what is it? Battered woman syndrome. Why is it a battered woman syndrome? There are men out there that are going through this very same thing, and it's unacceptable. Or is it looked at as acceptable because he's a man? He should be able to take it.
I was about to say, that's usually what society's take on it. He's a man. He should be able to take it. Don't put your hands on a woman no matter what.
No matter what.
You don't hear about a battered men's shelter.
Right.
Yeah, there's a bunch of battered women shelters or women's shelters in general. But is there a space for men who are abused to go to regroup, recalibrate, and get they?
Yes.
I mean, are you saying that there is?
No, I'm agreeing.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I don't think that I've ever heard
No, there's not.
of one.
And I know
so, yeah.
And do you think that a woman that is abusive to a man, where does it come from? Because usually things are generational patterns.
She's seen her mom do
that are picked up. Did she see her mom do it? Did she do it to her brothers? Does she? And so now she seeks out weaker men so she can dominate.
I was just about to say it's probably the latter of the comment right there. She purposely seeks out weaker men that she knows that she can extract resources from and walk all over all at the same time.
Right.
Because when you're talking about abusive women, are we just talking about physical, or are we also talking about emotional?
No,
we're talking about mental. We're talking about all of those layers, right? Right.
Abuse is abuse.
Yes.
Right. Let me go ahead and check in with some of these comments. D'Angelo says, "So you talking about my sister, Barry?"
I don't even know what it is.
Tisha says, "I asked those women, do they want people doing to abuse their sons like that?" D'Angelo says, "No." Okay, they're having conversation.
Yeah.
V says, "I know someone who was abused by his baby mama for years, and he finally left. When he fought back, he was charged with domestic violence. I saw a guy being verbally abused by his woman, and he was so quiet and said nothing back."
And that which was probably his attempt to de-escalate and diffuse the situation. Yeah.
That's when B, you should have stepped in. And
Hilarious.
With the boxing gloves, gave him the 2-piece.
Man.
What do y'all think of this comment? CC says there isn't one real man that's going to admit that his woman is abusive and he don't know what to do.
That's true.
But it takes a real man to admit that and to step out of himself and say, look, I mean,
this is going too far. I'm going to end up knocking out your teeth or something like that.
Right.
Samuel?
I had a situation once. I mean, I've been in management for many years where a man was he was undergoing performance issues, and I was going to put him on a performance improvement plan because his performance was lacking on the job. He stood up and came forward to me and told me that he was being abused by his wife, and it was affecting his performance.
Wow.
I commended him for that.
I salute that man on that.
And I reached out for him, and I worked with him, and I got him help.
Yeah.
And he did a 360 and he turned around. But he was about to lose his job. And if he wouldn't have spoke up, and now these men that don't speak up,
that's crazy how it really affects how that can really affect you.
Other areas of your life.
Right.
Now he would have been without a job and in an abusive situation, which would have never ended well.
I've been in the shop and seen women get up and slap. Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to that,
I couldn't believe it. Because you just never.
That was crazy.
I got to get this money out. But
woo, that's crazy. Let me go ahead and so Sam, that's what I was doing. Sam Wilson Jr. says, "I have not been in a physically abusive relationship. I wasn't raised that way, and I tell women, act like a woman, get treated like a woman. However, act like a man, get beat like a man." Y'all take something.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, that gets a little tricky, Sam. I understand what he's trying to say.
That's an iffy one, man.
But that's a good thing.
Not even an iffy one. That's just something.
If you're going to be physically abusive with a man,
you have to expect.
Be ready.
I was about
accept what consequences.
That's probably how he probably could have worded it that way.
Yeah, I don't condone
violence on anyone.
Not at all. Shopkulture. The men here in Shopkulture do not condone any type of abuse.
Trust me, I've been slapped a lot. I wanted, but
but
did you say you wanted it?
No, I wanted to. Nobody like you know what I'm saying? You get mad, but you can't go down that.
Oh my God. Okay. William says it's how they were raised. Probably grew up in a broken household, lack of family structure and discipline, and toxic ways of trying to control a situation instead of working something out. Sam also says, I know several males in mentally abusive relationship with females. Notice I said male, not man, and female, not woman.
Okay. Yeah.
D'Angelo says, yeah, but a real man not going to say nothing. They're just going to keep being...
That's not a real man.
That's not a real man.
That's
what we're trying to say.
And continue down that road of abuse.
There's damage there.
CC says, this is why there isn't any support groups for battered men.
Well, that's what we're trying to change. That's what we're talking about.
We need to change that because these battered men are going out and they're passing that abuse
to
onto someone else.
Right. Projecting. Ty says, the question I would ask is this a man that is still with the woman and don't want to let her go? However, when a woman is the abuser, normally it's because they've been abused themselves, and she looks for a relationship with the man that she sees not a threat. She then becomes the abuser because she has not been healed herself.
That's part of it. I don't think it's...
V says a lot of men are scared to come forward, and so they need a safe place to go. Letitia says, I taught my son and daughters to keep their hands to themselves, and if they decide to anyway, be prepared for someone defending themselves. Yeah. Everyone should be keeping their hands and messed up mouths to themselves. Sam says, I wasn't condoning violence. Thanks for cleaning that up for me. You get my drift?
Yes.
No problem. Angela says, so an abused man is not a real man because he feels like he can't speak up and get out of the situation?
Absolutely. Yeah. Speak up, brothers. It doesn't take from your manhood. Don't let your ego get in the way of accepting abuse. And because that affects your mental health, that affects your quality of life, and it flows over into other avenues of your life.
And happy birthday to Angela. It was on... When was your birthday, Angela? It was Saturday. Yes.
Happy belated, Angela. Happy belated, Angela.
Okay. Well, I'm having a drink for you.
You sure? Hey, I'm having water.
I got this Red Bull. But yeah, I've never. Well, I wouldn't say I was in an abusive relationship, but my one of the relationships I was in, she put hands on me like a couple times, but it wasn't anything serious for me to be all like, oh my God, I need to file a report or something like that.
She just stopped doing it, or what?
She just stopped doing it. It wasn't,
She got her emotions.
Yeah, it was one of those things where she just got out of character, and but that's something that could have led into that.
Right.
Thank God it didn't. And then how I handled it myself, I don't put my hands on nobody, but yeah, that's my little experience.
Yeah. And it's real.
Yeah.
It's real.
So,
I do think some women, take liberty with that, especially when they know if the man is not going to react physically in reaction.
And she knew that about me too. Yeah.
About you, so that's why she took that liberty. So,
and a lot of it comes from personality trait of a woman that's in a leadership position. She does good financially, and she's a boss, and she doesn't know how to code switch from being that dominating strong woman. And if she has a weak man, then she's going to be that dominating strong woman. And it comes to even abuse, like the meme said, you don't make enough money, you don't make as much money as I do. And that is a level of respect. She has a lower level of respect for him. And respect is more important than love, because if you don't respect someone, you're never going to get to the point of love. So, brothers, if you're being disrespected, emotionally abused, get out.
Leave the situation. Yeah, we really had a good episode on Law and Order about this same topic 2 episodes ago, so you get a chance to watch it.
SVU?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ty says, if a man loves this woman and don't want to walk away, then he must go through the digging process to see where the root comes from within this lady. While in this process, the man must walk away. The sad thing is, you men is right. There is not many resources for men to go to that will help you with a rescue plan like they have for women. Keith says, we have to first, as men, realize what kind of woman we are interacting or in a relationship with. There are many immature women out there who live for drama, which can turn into abuse. So is abuse raising its ugly head in your relationship as a result of immature drama? Sam says, all right, Nick, I can relate to your experience.
Okay, what's up, Keith, man?
Sam says, all right, Nick, I can relate to your experience, and you took the mature path. Or the mature path you took. Yeah, man. I mean, my mom ain't raised no heathen. I ain't put my hand on a female. Letitia says, it's sad girls hear people tell boys never to hit them, so some of them use this as a way of getting away with abuse.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Knowing that he's the man, the type of man that's not going to put his hands on a woman, just thinking she can get away with whatever she does.
Well, guys, we are getting to the end of the show. We want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in to Shopkulture. Man, this was it got real today.
Oh,
Okay.
let me read this one real quick.
Okay, real quick.
Ty says it's going to take for men to talk like this one right now, for men to come together to be a support system for other men. And that goes into a post that you threw up earlier too, Doc.
Yes,
I caught that. That was
absolutely.
Yeah.
dope. I'm banned from Facebook, so I couldn't react to it. But for decades, this is what women have been doing. Now we have a large support system. Now. For me, you would need to build your own system just the same.
Okay.
I'm having a problem.
I think I got the gist of what they were
Right.
saying.
Did you get what they were trying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
last final thoughts on wrapping up on the topic before we get to
need a more support system for abused men, and we need to have these type of talks. These talks are effective. It raises awareness.
Absolutely. And brothers, I mean, you don't have like this. Back to the post that I put up this morning. You don't have to have a circle of 100 friends and a whole entourage to go to clubs with and run the streets, but have a small circle of brothers close brothers that you can confide in and sit together and have some quality conversation, have some intimate conversations about your life.
At the
Brothers
cigar
you
lounge.
can trust.
Cigar lounge. Real conversation.
Have a cognac and a cigar.
Come on.
There you go.
Talk to them.
But then as far as the cheating goes, it's really hard to bounce back from an infidelity. But what it all comes down to is vetting a person that you're getting in a relationship with and their integrity.
Okay.
Integrity is the act of being consistent or doing the right thing, even in times of personal inconvenience. It's also a necessary component when trying to establish trust in a relationship. For instance, if you set a certain standard for which your partner should treat you, you must also follow that same code and standard, even when at times are inconvenient for you. Failing to follow and honor your own standards that you establish shows lack of integrity, which eventually compromises trust in a relationship.
Man, hashtag feel my flow.
There we go. Yeah, we go.
That was dope.
The
Once
final
again, this
thought.
is why he's the doc,
You've been put.
and this is why this is Shop Culture.
Prescription has been served.
Man, come on. Guys, remember to, like and share Shop Culture. Remember August 8th, the day party. We got a lot going on. We're going to have some merchandise available, hats, t-shirts.
Good food, good drinks, good conversation.
Good conversation, good company. So guys, make sure you guys mark your calendars and join us August 8th. Any last words?
That's it. Just want everybody to have a good time. Invite your friends to the group. Put your comments up. If you have any show topics you want us to discuss, we want to hear them, because we want to talk about things that people experience in their everyday lives and go through, but don't necessarily want to talk about. We're talking about it.
Like we always say, stay safe, be blessed.
Peace.